How y'all doing? It's Attorney Gerald Griggs, President of the Georgia State Conference, and we are here for our May update on the workings of the Georgia State Conference. And we've had, again, a very productive month within the Georgia State Conference. We've done a lot of things. We closed out April very strong and moved into May. And in closing out April, we had our second quarterly meeting down in Macon, Georgia, which was very well attended by a lot of the units of the Georgia State Conference. We also had the swearing in of our new executive committee, and that was a great event for unity and camaraderie as we shift into the second term of my administration as the president of the Georgia State Conference. We then went into the month of May doing some phenomenal work, starting with the visit and meeting with the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, to discuss economic investment in African American communities and communities of color. That was hosted in Atlanta, Georgia. We got an opportunity to meet directly with the Vice President to discuss concerns on the ground for economic development and economic infrastructure building for African American businesses and the African American community, as well as the broader community of people of color. So that was a very powerful meeting. We hope to be able to report out more of the product of that meeting. So looking forward to updating you on that. We also had to respond to the violent arrest of protesters at Emory University on Emory's campus. We got in touch with the president of Emory University, and a little later on I will update you on the meeting we had with the president of Emory University, along with the DeKalb NAACP, the Emory NAACP, and students from Emory. I was a featured panelist on the symposium on how to respond to the attacks on DEI that was hosted by the Urban League of Greater Atlanta. We got into some of the impact of recent Supreme Court decisions and the continued attack on diversity, equity, inclusion, and how organizations like ours and others that are legacy organizations can prevent the onslaught of attack on DEI and continue to strengthen those programs around the state and, of course, around the country. We also participated in the national call for a pardon for Marilyn Mosby. As you remember, she was the state's attorney in Maryland who prosecuted the Freddie Gray case and did some other things to move social justice forward. Of course, she's visited Atlanta and Georgia many times. We want to stand in solidarity with the national call for a pardon for Marilyn Mosby. Ultimately, she was not sentenced to prison, but we continue to join that national call to pardon Marilyn Mosby. So we're calling on the President of the United States to pardon her. We were present at the funeral and continue fight for justice for U.S. Airman Roger Fortson, the young man from Atlanta, Georgia, who was unfortunately killed down in Florida by a deputy sheriff down in Florida, and we are joining with his family. So we participated in that call for justice, and we were present on behalf of the NAACP to honor Roger Fortson for his service and continue the fight for justice as his family seeks full justice in that case. We were also present in one of our other cases, which is the Nigel Cullins case, for the premiere of the documentary Broken Pieces, which will delineate his life and what happened to Nigel Cullins in the continued push for justice and accountability from the Atlanta Police Department and Fogo de Chão, the restaurant where he was unfortunately killed. And so we were present for the premiere of that documentary. It will be coming soon on a streaming platform near you, so be on the lookout for Broken Pieces. We assisted the Political Action Committee in the mobilization for the primary election that was here in Georgia. Again, we have to continue to mobilize. We will be giving updates on the mobilization effort for the general election, but we were pleased with the cohesiveness of the units in rolling out for that event, and we will continue to mobilize ahead of election to make sure we get all of our units out and we engage with all of the collective partners to mobilize the African American and people of color vote for the general election. In May, it was a very robust month for the Georgia State Conference. I did have to step away for a little while for the birth of my son, and it was such an exciting moment for my family, but we are now back to the business of the NAACP. Many events will be coming forward in the coming months. We are about to roll out the announcement of our state convention, which will be in Augusta, Georgia. Please be on the lookout for that information. It will be on the website. We will talk about registration packages and all the things that come forward with the state convention. We're encouraging all units to register and attend the national convention, which will be in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now the information for registration and booking information for the hotels is live on the NAACP website. That's naacp.org/national convention. We're strongly urging each unit to participate in the national convention and to send their delegates to the national convention. And there are a lot of important initiatives for national NAACP that will be outlined at the national convention. I look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas. And so that concludes the May President's Report and update on the workings of the Georgia State Conference. Again, May was a robust month. June will be even more power-packed as we are rolling out our coalition to mobilize the vote in 2024, and we are getting ready for July and the trip to Las Vegas for the national convention. So if you want to get engaged with the unit, if you're not already a member of the NAACP, please join the NAACP, join a unit. Let's get mobilized. As we always say at the Georgia State Conference, we're moving forward, we're stronger together, and all we need is you. Membership is the lifeblood. Please join us as we mobilize and go down to Brunswick, Georgia for June the 5th will be the hearing for the motion for new trial in the Ahmaud Arbery case. We continue to organize with his family for 100% justice with our partners, the Transformative Justice Coalition and others. So June the 5th and the 6th, get on the bus. Let's go on down to Brunswick, Georgia. Let's make sure we have our voices heard in the Ahmaud Arbery case. Again, this has been the May Presidential Update. I look forward to engaging with you as we mobilize for justice. I'm Attorney Gerald Griggs, President of the Georgia State Conference, and I look forward to seeing you on the front lines or in the next Presidential Update. See you later.